Well, hello, good morning, guys. It is match day. We are here. We have arrived. Chance to go top of the league. Team is out. Some bizarre selections again from Philippe Clement, but hey ho. No, we are the people. I did not delete any of your comments. I only delete Tim comments. What's happening, Bears? Hey, CGNI, how you doing? Stuart is looking forward to this game. So am I, Stuart. A little bit nervous though, Stuart. A little bit nervous. Excitement is kicking in for Mark. Absolutely, Mark. And Blue Nose John says, good morning, Owen. The Teddy Bears, the chat. This is the day we start to write our own destiny in the 2023-24 title challenge. And good morning to Jay Yen as well. Well, team news is out, guys. This is the team that Rangers have put out today to face St Johnstone. One or two rather weird selections, in my humble opinion. But yes, I do trust the manager. Yes, I do trust what the manager wants to do with this team. But look, at the end of the day, as fans, we're always going to have opinions, aren't we, on the team? So here is the starting lineup today. So in goal, Jack Butland, no surprise there. James Tavernier at right fullback. Centre halves, Goldson and Suter. Again, Goldson gets the start no matter how crap he plays. Barisic is at left back. I've got to say, I don't get that. Against a team that are going to sit back, are going to defend, who are going to really kind of frustrate and try and slow the game down as much as possible. I would have gone with Ridvan there. I just think he provides more impetus going forward and is a better player than Borna Barisic. To be fair, my mum is a better player than Borna Barisic. John Lundstrom and Diamande in the holding roles. Really interesting to see that Philippe Clement has gone with Diamande there. I don't think there's any surprise that Tom Lawrence doesn't start today. Following on what Philippe Clement has been doing with Ryan and with Tom, not expecting them to play two games in short space of time, resting them, not playing them, expecting them to play consecutive games, really trying to build their fitness back up before throwing them into the fire of this title challenge, this Europa League push, and this cup run. So not a surprise for me. I'm excited to see what Diamande can bring. Playing in that 8 role, what can he bring? What can he bring to the team? I am, 100% up for that, and I think that will make a huge difference for me. Having Lunny there next to him will bring him some confidence. I think obviously Diamande having the confidence to bring the ball forward, to pass the ball, to work it forward. And the 3 behind the striker, no surprise that Todd Cantwell continues in the 10 role. Brilliant. Cantwell's been brilliant the last few weeks, hasn't he? Absolutely superb. So there we go. Cantwell in that 10 role. The wide players today, Scott Wright gets to start. Now, that is one I am not expected. I've not expected at all. I'm sorry, but I don't get what the manager sees in Scott Wright. I just think Scott Wright is awful. He is an awful footballer, just a genuinely bad footballer. I don't get why Scott Wright plays. Last time Scott Wright played was away against St Mirren, and he didn't do anything for 45 minutes. He was on the pitch, but interesting. I think it's right to rest McCausland. Of course I do. I think it's right because I think Ross needs a wee rest. I think, with a young player, you can't overplay them. But for me, yeah, interesting one, that one. Good to see Oscar Cortez get the start. Love that. Love the fact that Cortez is there. Cortez, lively player, good quality player. Cortez, the skill, the style, the ability we saw, didn't we, on Wednesday night, what he can bring to this team. Now, that's another one that kind of baffles me a little bit. Ridvan and Cortez were superb. They linked so well on Wednesday night. So that's kind of why I would have loved to have seen Ridvan at left back, because his link play with Cortez was phenomenal. I just don't think Barisic is going to bomb on or get beyond Cortez the way that Ridvan does. He's a bit one pace these days. Silva up front, I agree with that. I think that's a great move. Silva is by far our best forward. His movement is excellent. And against the low block, you need someone who can move, who can create spaces, who can, work the back four, work the whole back four over. And that's something for me that Fabio Silva will do. A bench that looks strong nonetheless, though. McCrory, Ridvan, who should be starting for me. Dessers, Lawrence, Sterling is back, obviously, from his suspension. So that's good news that he is back. Balogun is on the bench. Good to see Big Leon back. Personally, would have started Big Leon over Connor Goldson. King, Raskin. Be interesting if Raskin gets any minutes today. He hasn't had any minutes recently. Very interesting one, that, isn't it? And McCausland on the bench as well. So that's a strong bench, isn't it? That is a really strong bench for our boys today. Let's get through some of your comments. Stuart Henderson says he wasn't expecting Scott Wright. Stuart, I've got to say, I wasn't. Absolutely, definitely not expecting him today. Lundstrom might get a birthday goal. Happy birthday, John Lundstrom. definitely deserve a good birthday today after the way you've been playing recently, mate. Always a sunny day, Buster says. Ridvan all day long. Yeah, me too, buddy. No way I would be playing Borna Barisic. I'm sorry, but the guy's past it. He's useless. Stuart says another 3 points, top of the league, be the best finish to a great weekend. Absolutely, Stuart. That would be the spot-on finish today. Thank you, Leitano. Good morning, troops. Good morning, Malky. How you doing, buddy? What have we got else here? Rangers to win 4-0. I was glad to hear that Celtic drew 1-1 with Kilmarnock. So was I. Stephen made my day yesterday. Of course, will come on when Clement feels Saints are tired. This is a first half grinding team. Interesting thoughts from Mark there. It is going to be a grind, I think. Malky, mate. So Stuart. What else have we got here? Mr. Blue says Wright is the only one left with pace. Cortez seems to have a bit of pace though, Mr. Blue, for me. So there we go. Goldson's undroppable. I would have liked a bit of rotation with Goldson, but sure, Big Phil, we do trust in Big Phil, CJ and I. Yeah, I agree. Why is Goldson so undroppable? I don't get it. The guy's given away, 4 goals this season, 3 of them which were absolutely identical. And he's been done so many times. I just think he needs a rest. He needs a break. But he did look. I think it's the right decision to rest him. I just think it's the wrong player to put in Scott Wright. Agree about Scott Wright. He's got no final product as JN. He hasn't. He's just got nothing to do at the end. Strong bench. Absolutely. Zig says, wish that Ridvan was starting. Glad to see Silver start. Me too, Ziggs. Have a feeling Dessers is going to be huge today, says Scott Cunningham. He's on the bench. Thank you very much, Leitano. That's us, a man down, playing right, says Malky. Rangers 1-0, penalty to Rangers in the 99th minute, and the Timbers will have a Sunday meltdown to go with yesterday's meltdown. Mate, that would be really funny. I hope it's not a 1-0. I don't think my heart can take it if it was a 1-0. Barisic, Goldson, Wright, hopefully still strong enough to get a result, says David. Obviously doesn't agree with Barisic, Goldson and Wright playing. This is a team to tire St Johnstone out and then punish them in the last 30 minutes. I suppose, yeah, you've got the impact of the speed, and we'll talk about that in a minute. We go back and look at the team. Morning, Graham. How you doing, buddy? Scott, I wasn't aware of it either, buddy. Didn't know. Let's hope Borna's up for it today and not doing the back pass thing because we're right on at the same time. It could be terrible, says Stuart. Went out and bought a little killie pie to celebrate, lol. Kilmarnock have taken more points of that mob this season than us. We need to beat them at Ibrox and the league will be over, says Stuart. Jungle Jim's in full meltdown mode. And Stephen says Ridvan is far better than Borna Barisic. I agree, Stephen. He is far better than Borna Barisic. I do not rate Borna Barisic in the slightest. Sorry, guys, just an opinion. So let's have a look at that bench again, just for a minute. We go to that bench and you look at the bench and you look at the impact that come off the bench. Now, look, I've said all along, and I've said for weeks now that in my opinion, and it's just my opinion, guys. And look, if you want to disagree, please disagree. I don't mind you disagreeing as long as you do it in a constructive manner. Dessers is better coming off the bench. We've got players there with pace to come off the bench, players who can make an impact coming off the bench. You've got McCausland, pace, quick, dart goes at players against the tired Kilmarnock defence. I do think he can make a huge, huge difference today. Who else there? We've got, obviously, Lawrence, again, someone who can make an impact as well. No Matondo on the bench today. Be interesting to see Philippe Clement's pre-game interview to see why Matondo is not on the bench. Has he picked up a knock? Is he injured? Is he just dropped? What is the reason behind the absence of Rabbi Matondo? That's got to be the case, hasn't it? Why is Rabbi Matondo not even in there? I think Rabbi, Rabbi's end product has not been brilliant the last few games, but he has proved for me that he is a quality player that can get at people. And I think, again, it's pace. And I think, like a lot of you were saying, in the second half, we're going to need to really go for it and really get after them. And I think that is definitely going to be the thing as the game wears on. Jay Mourinho Greenwood says, patience is the key. 3 points is enough. Hoggy75 says at least Wright can be took off rather than him coming on for 20 minutes to do something, only plus him starting, lol. Tripster says, Big Phil knows what he's doing, 1 game at a time. Lads, not over yet. 3-1 today. I think they'll score first. Let's hope they don't. I don't think I can take that. My heart can take it, Tripster. Come on, knows best. Matondo did that. There we go. Thank you, James. I didn't know he was out injured. He's got a muscle problem. Thank you very much. I haven't seen this news, obviously. Matondo's slight injury managed on Friday. I didn't watch the press conference, David, on Friday, so I do apologise. I didn't actually. I've had a couple of days off, spent some time with my girlfriend and the family, so I haven't had a chance to watch everything. Morning, all. Rosie, how you doing? Thought Matondo going for a scan, got injured against Ross County. Yeah, okay. I didn't know that. I didn't watch the press conference. because I was, like I said, I was spending time with my girlfriend and the family over the weekend. Kenneth Elliott's going for a 3-1 today. But look, you look at that team, and even with the fact we've got Scott Wright and Borna Barisic playing, there should still be enough in that team to overcome and beat St Johnstone. You know, St Johnstone have got a pretty poor record of recent. You know, you look at the league as well; they're 10th. They're at minus 15 goal difference, have only accumulated 24 points this season. You know, they're not a great team at all. They're not a good side. They are difficult to beat, though. That is the one thing I will say about them. You know, like I said on the video this morning, you look at the results over the last few weeks, they don't lose by a lot of goals. I don't think today is going to be the day that we get, you know, we go out there and smash anyone. I think it's going to be far too tight for that. You know, you look at a lot of their games, they've all gone down to 1-1, 2-1, etc., etc. James says we just need the faster forwards on at the start and let Dessers on with around 30 minutes left and let him do his thing. I put NASA satellites in danger. Morning, well, let's get the win today, Rosie. Absolutely. Respective MPG, Shankland 130, Dessers 137, Seamer 138. Statistically, Dessers is doing well as a number 9, says JN. On the jersey, Dali. Thank you, Rosie. Yeah, you look at that, and I think, like I said, it's going to be tight. You know, you look at the past history of this game, and it's always been a tight one, hasn't it? Look, I mean, you look at that. Obviously, we beat them 2-0 at the start of the season, 1-0 in the Scottish Cup in 2023, January. And then we've got the 2-1. We lost to them, obviously, in 2022. There was a 1-0 away at St Johnstone in March 2022 and a 2-1 in the league on the 11th of September 2021. So look, it's never a fixture that brings a lot of goals, is it? It's not a fixture that brings a shed load of goals. Now, I think obviously today, like I said, it is going to be tough. It is going to be a grind. It is going to be a game that we have to show some patience. Maybe it'll be a classic away performance like the game it was against 12 o'clock, Paul. Like a game against Motherwell, St Mirren, away. You know, that was a classic away performance, wasn't it? Get the goal, cling on, hold it, game manage it through, win the game. And I think that's all we need today is the 3 points. You know, that's at the end of the day, that's it. You know, it's got to be just a game where we go out there and we do the job in hand of it. All we need today is the 3 points. We take those 3 points today, forget the goal difference today. It's 64 points. We're 2 points clear of them at the top. That's the way it needs to be. You know, that's where we want to be sitting. You know, come what, 2 o'clock, 2:30 today, I want to be sat on top of the league. I want to be sat on 64 points. That's what we want. And I think, you know, look, we're all a little nervous going into today's game, aren't we? You know, John makes a great point. Craig Levine will stink the place out. He will. He'll put 10 men behind the ball. He'll block. He'll slow the game down. They'll foul. They'll roll around. They'll take ages over set pieces. They'll slow it down as much as possible because, look, Rangers have better players. They've got a lot better players. Rangers have got, by far, the best team. They've got more talent. They've got more ability. And when you go up against a team that have more talent, more ability than you, you've got to just sit in, defend, break the game up, be as slow as possible to do things, to really kind of just try and break the game up. That's what they'll do. That's how they'll do it. That's the only way they know how. Because look, if they come out and try and play us, if they come out and try and beat us by playing football against us, then they're gonna get their asses handed to them. They know that. That is the situation. After the result last night, I'm hoping we pump them. Paul, I just don't see it today. I just don't think it's going to be a game. Like I said, if you look at the past record, you look at the past record of these fixtures, you look at how Levine will set his team up, I don't think it's going to be a bet. All we need today is the 3 points. Absolutely, Malky. It's all that matters. Goal difference won't matter unless we drop points. Than Celtic in the last 13 games. Correct, James. It's all about winning, and winning again. Absolutely, 100%. Follow. Right, let's have a quick look at the Kilmarnock on the brain, guys. Kilmarnock on the brain. Let's have a quick look at the St Johnstone team for today's game. Here it is. So here is the St Johnstone team to face us today. Mitov in goal. Considine, McGowan, Gordon, Carey, Sibadea, Robinson, Smith, Keltjans, Phillips, and Smith. So no Franchak, who is their young player. No Kimpioka, who scored in their last game. He doesn't start today. He's on the bench. So their bench is Gallagher, Clark, Jayasimi, Kucherevi, Olafununa, Sprangler, Kimpioka, Richards, and Smith. That is their team for today's game. That guy's a big unit, isn't he? I don't know who that is, but he's a massive unit, that player. So, you know, it is a defensive formation. It is a formation that's going to be all about, you know, trying to frustrate, trying to cause as much problem for Rangers as is possible. That's how they're gonna do it. Rosie says here, I think it'll be very close, no more than 2 goals difference. I agree. Discussing the negativity here and here. 4-0 to Famous. Mate, it's not negativity. I just think it's going to be a tough game today. Tough game. I remember that Mitov likes to have a worldie against us. And look, all goalkeepers like to have a worldie against us. Everyone, they all do. Kelly Roos does. That Wickens did. They all love a worldie against Rangers. Who in the ultras who brought a banner saying, "Can you see us now?" Absolutely. CJ, and I just want to address this comment from. It's not negativity, guys. It's yes, Rosie. Realistic. It's not. We're not going to go in there and roll every team over. They're going to, like I said, what they will do today is they will slow it down. They will absolutely, thank you, CJ and I. They will slow it down. They will make it as difficult as possible for us to play. They will try and break the game up. They'll try and slow the game down as much as is possible, because at the end of the day, they don't want to play football against us. They don't want to play the game against us, because if they do play the game against us, if they come out and try and play us, you know, then they're going to get absolutely smashed. They know that. They absolutely know that. It's just the way it is. It is the way it is. Now, let's have a quick look at that team again, guys, for anyone who's just joined. Here we go. So, team today, Butland, Tav, Goldson, Suter, Barisic. That's the back 4. Hopefully, the back 4 won't come under much pressure. Goldson's got to be part of the wide awake club today. He needs to make sure that he's not caught out with balls over the top. That cannot be allowed to happen. Borna Barisic, we need to see him get back to that Borna Barisic that gets forward, that causes trouble going forward. We cannot allow him to go to the negative Borna Barisic. He's got to keep going forward. If he doesn't, then, you know, he's got to be hooked. He really does. Lunny and Diamande, I'm really excited to see Diamande and see what he does today. I'm really excited to see how Diamande is used today. Now, for me, Diamande is that's his position. That is his position. St Johnstone will be difficult to break down, but we're playing anything like we did last game, we'll win. Absolutely, you know. Look, if we do play like, but it's going to be different. It's different to playing at Ibrox, isn't it? You know, you look at that ground. You look at how that ground's set up. You look at St Johnstone's ground. It is very different to Ibrox, as we know, and it's going to be a completely different experience. But I am really excited to see what part Diamande can play today. Diamande, you know, I think that's his role, that 8 role, you know, the ability to get forward. You know, Billy Clement did state in his last game, didn't he, that, you know, he thought that Diamande played a little higher than he was used to. So I'm thinking today that hopefully playing in that 8 role, we'll see and get the best out of him. Hopefully he'll be, you know, that player that helps to link, the player that helps to bring the ball out. You know, he can break the lines, he can move forward. With Suter backing him up as well, I do think that could be the case. Blue Nose John says Big Phil is the best since Sir Walter. Absolutely. Let's hope he brings home the trophies like Sir Walter. After that Mankey mob dropping points yesterday, bro, I'm good. I loved Advocat, says Rosie McDuff. Clement will not let his team slip. He has the right. Let's hope so. We've got to get that point. Good question. Can we all answer Rosie's question, please, in the live chat? 3 points is 3 points. Topping the league is key today. Agree with you, Timothy. That's what it's all about today. Cantwell in the 10 role, spot on. Cantwell's been brilliant. Hopefully he continues his form. Cortez, really excited to see Cortez as well, to see what he brings to the game today. You know, I think, you know, the work of Cortez and the work of Silva, the work of Cantwell is going to be absolutely key today for me in how we play, because, you know, it's going to need some skill to unlock this defense. It's going to need some tricks, some flair, some ability from these players to get over this low block that St Johnstone are definitely going to put in today. You know, Craig Levine is a defensive-minded manager. He always has been. That's how they're going to play today for me. What have we got here? We've got CJ says, agree with earlier comment, Bourne and Wright just on to tire out St Johnstone, then bring on Ridvan and Ross. Let's hope so, CJ and I. Marky's going for a 2-0 to Rangers today. I've got to say, my prediction earlier was a 1-0. I put it on the video this morning, 1-0, and I'm going to go, and I went for a Cantwell worldie to win the game for us today. That's what I went for. Any win will do today, although a 1-0 will be very nerve-wracking indeed, won't it? Guys, if you're watching this video, please smash that like. And if you haven't yet subscribed to the channel, why not, guys? It's a free channel. I don't charge you. I don't hide my content behind paywalls. I hate bloody Patreon. It's a disgrace charging fans to watch content. You know what? Fans should be allowed to watch content for nothing. That's not can I just clear one thing up? That is not a poke at Rabble or a poke at Gallant Few or a poke at Hard Hand or a poke at anyone who uses Patreon. If you want to use Patreon, brilliant, lovely, love it, great. You go ahead and use it. It's just that when I started doing YouTube, how I was taught to do YouTube, how I was taught to bring the fans in was I was taught by the Americans, guys. I work with American guys like Chris Carter, Noah Strackbine, Grid, guys like that, and they, you know, they don't hide their content behind paywalls. They don't put paywalls in place. They share their content with all the fan base. And that's why I do what I want to do, guys. And that's why I believe that you should never put content behind paywalls. Fans shouldn't have to pay to find out stuff from fan media. There's enough publications out there that will charge you to read their content. Rangers Review, for example. You know, there's enough content people that will charge you to have to subscribe. Even some of the national newspapers now are asking you to subscribe. That's why I don't ask you to pay money to watch my content. If you want to support the channel, that's brilliant. Become a member, 99p, helps to fund the channel. Also, you know, as well, you can press the super chat, the super sticker button, donate a little bit of money. That's great, guys. Thank you so much for that support. William Finley says, just get it done, Rangers. Absolutely, 100% agree with you, William. That's my prediction. 12 p.m. kickoff, absolutely. Blue Nose Johnson, did anyone listen to Super Scoreboard? It was comedy gold. Yeah, Laura was telling me it was absolute comedy gold. Yes, please smash that like. Tam is going 3-0 to the Jers. That'd be a great result if we could get that, Tam. Rosie likes that result. Let's hope that Celtic extend Brendan Rodgers' contract, says Timothy Tarling. Yeah, and the Sharks will be flying over Sharkhead. I've seen some hilarious stuff this morning, guys. Some really funny stuff. Do you remember the referee from Gladiators? Contenders will go on my first whistle. Gladiators will go on my second whistle. Well, it was the same thing with the guy who said, Terriers will go on my first whistle. Barriers will go on my second whistle. Fucking hilarious, guys. Absolutely hilarious. John Anderson, that was the guy's name. Yeah, absolutely. Marcus says the pitch is a mess again. Just seen it on Sky. It's going to be one of those games, mate. I mean, like I said, you look at that pitch. It's not exactly the most, well protected. It's very windswept. It's not. I mean, I don't think the pitch will look anywhere near as good as that today, will it? So, look, at the end of the day, it is what it is. We go out there, we treat the conditions, we play what we find. Look, we did well enough at Dumbarton. Yes, I know Dumbarton are a level below, but Dumbarton are that pitch was absolutely shocking. The weather was shocking. We still overcame that, didn't we? I'm predicting 3-0 Silver. Cantwell and Cortez, says Mark Grimes. Right is wrong, says Scott. Lol. On yourself, Owen. 1 game at a time. 3 points doing the road. Get ready for Hearts next week. Insta Super Scoreboard were brilliant last night, says William Shirk. They were. The meltdown was hilarious. Did any of you hear that Celtic caller that rang in and said that he'd rather have Michael Beale as his manager rather than Brendan Rodgers? Absolute comedy gold, mate. Absolute comedy gold. I mean, why the hell you'd want Michael Beale as your manager, God only knows. It's hilarious. It really is utterly hilarious, isn't it? Did any of you see yesterday the whole Michael Beale thing? It's got Sunderland fans absolutely raging, and it really does show, doesn't it, that what sort of a man he is. One of their better players was taken off yesterday, and Beale completely blanks him. Absolutely, completely blanks him. Let me show you the video. Look at this. Completely blanks him. Blanks the player. Absolute disgrace. Absolute disgrace. We're going to read big offences, says John. Absolutely. The amount of fans calling Super Scoreboard last night, shouting Rodgers out and claiming they were not renewing their season tickets, quite unreal. Entitled little shit. It's fucking hilarious. Did you see Beale? Yeah, that's what I was just saying, David. Absolute disgrace. Yeah, it was. Look, mate, I've got a good few mates who are Sunderland fans, and they are absolutely raging, mate. Absolutely raging. 3-0 to Silver. Scott says he never noticed him. He just took him off. I mean, absolute bullshit excuse, that is. It really is. Refusing to shake hands is a disgrace. Absolutely. To have two pens with Silver 1. Mate, I'd take anything today. 3 or 4 would be nice, but just 3 points, please. Says RFC 56. Absolutely. Look, guys, you know what? It would be kind of poetic, wouldn't it? Penalty to Rangers to win the game. We'd put them into absolute full-on meltdown. Absolutely full-on meltdown. It really, really would. I mean, anything that puts them into meltdown, anything that causes a implosion is always funny, isn't it? Alistair says Wednesday was about getting goals to going top. Today is about getting top no matter what. That's the first priority. Alistair, spot on, buddy. That's what it's about today. It is about just getting the result to get top. Look, if we can win 2-0, 3-0, 4-0, brilliant. But it's about making sure we do not slip up. I think, look, some people were asking me last night about it, and I was saying, look, yes, I am nervous. Yes, I am slightly on edge. Why? Because at the end of the day, I remember the past. I remember past times when they've dropped points and we've been there and thereabouts, and we've kind of buggered it up and messed it up. And that for me is what worries me at times. So yeah, I do think that is always playing on my mind all the time. 188 watching, please obviously smash that like. I'm sure we will win, but through will land a glove on us. They will land a glove on us, absolutely. John says, I've just got home from hospital after getting an operation to remove a smile from my face. Lol, John, that is proper funny, buddy. Yeah, so guys, it's all about the win today. It's all about getting that result today. Just a remark quick before we go today, quick reminder on that team. Butland in goal, Tav, Goldson, Suter, Barisic, Lundstrom, Diamande. Really excited to see him today. Canwell, Cortez, Wright, and Silva. Your bench: McCrory, Ridvan, Dessers, Lawrence, Sterling back from his ban, Balogun back from his injury, King, Raskin. I want to see Raskin today. Let's see what he can do. McCausland as well. Scott says the pitch looks terrible. Cattle would refuse to graze on that. I think, know what? It's no doubt the pitch is bad. They probably made sure it was bad. There we go. We shall not be moved. Can't wait this one. Bluebells, it's all about rotation, as Philippe Clement's been saying all along. Matondo is injured, yes, but at the end of the day, it's all about rotation, isn't it? It's about resting players. It's about rotating players. It's about making sure that he uses the full squad. He's been quite clear in the fact that he said, from now until the end of the season, he's going to rotate the squad. He's going to change the players round. He's going to, give everyone a taste of the action. I mean, I think that's important, not just from the aspect of, for me, from the aspect of, keeping up the fitness, keeping up the stopping players from getting injured by being overtired and getting muscle fatigue. But it's also about as well keeping everyone happy. If you feel that you've got a chance to play, if you feel that you've constantly got the ability to actually get a game, you're going to be more happy to stay. And the happier you keep the dressing room, the better it is for your team. Because you don't want any bad apples in this. One player can upset the whole apple cart. We know that. But this is the way forward, I suppose, is to keep this rotation going, to make sure that everyone feels they're involved, everyone feels they're playing a part, everyone is being, given that opportunity to impress. Also, it's about getting back to fitness these players, and he's been careful with Lawrence, with Jack, with those players. He's been really careful with them not to overuse them and get them injured again, because he's aware, obviously, of their injury history. And I think he's taking a very different approach with them, and that's pretty good. He's got an excellent track record with player fitness. I mean, he said himself in his news conferences, he's used to having 90 to 95% player availability from his squad, something that Rangers can only dream of in the last few years. So, look, that's what it's all about. Bobby says, how many goals we need to better than them? Win point for goals. Rotation is fair, but not benching when players are poor. I agree, Joe. I think there are certain players that that are perhaps should be getting benched at times. Connor Goldson been the main one. We've got to enjoy these occasions. We've got a lot. Absolutely, 100% agreed. What have we got here? We've got Borna. Borna. Ridvan, Wright, McCausland, I agree, but I think he's resting McCausland. That I think is the way it is going. Guys, can you smash the like for me? And obviously subscribe if you have not yet subscribed. I think Raskin could be sold or kept next year. Don't know what's going on with him. He'll be back in Belgium, not England, if he doesn't book up, says Bobby. I don't know what is going on with Raskin. I know he's just come back from injury. I really do. I think that is the case. I think it is a case trying to work him back into it. It was quite a long layoff he had. He hasn't really impressed when he's played. I think that's more down to fitness than anything else. I'll be interested to see if he gets a game today, because he hasn't obviously been used on the bench in past weeks. Players like Ridvan, who are in form, can't be happy coming in and out of the team, though, when Tav and Goldson are always there. We need the best team possible out there right now, for me anyway. Look, I agree with you, buddy. I agree. Look, I agree. I'm just trying to sort of give you a reason as to why I think Clement is doing what he's doing. I agree. I'd play Ridvan any day. Ridvan over Borna every single day. There's not a day that I wouldn't start Ridvan over Borna. Ridvan has looked class. And yeah, I agree about Connor Goldson. I'm less sure on Tav. I thought Tav did okay the other night. But yeah, Connor Goldson, I agree. Connor Goldson, look, I don't hate, before anyone says I hate Connor Goldson, I don't hate Connor Goldson. Connor just, for me, has looked poor this season. He really has. And I think Connor looks out of sorts. And I think he needs a bit of a boot up the ass to try and sort him out. And people say, oh, well, our defense looks better when he's in there. But to be honest with you, when Balogun and Suter played together against Hibs, I thought the defense looked absolutely class. And they had a go at us as well. Aaron, how you doing, buddy? Good to see you. Should have went full strength. A win is massive today, says Aaron. Brighton Borner baffles me. It does me, Aaron, but like I said, I think it's all about rotation. His countryman is our manager. You'd think he'd kick on, says Joe. I talk about Raskin, obviously, with Clement. What a difference it makes having nearly a full-strength team to choose from, says Malky. Rose says Goldson can be a liability, however he scores goals. He hasn't scored recently, though, Rosie. I don't know what his stats are this season. Let's have a quick look at Connor's stats this season, what he's done. He does score from corners. I know that, but I don't think he's actually scored this season. Let's have a quick look. This season, he has got no goals. 22 matches, 1 assist this season in the league. That's it. That's how it is today. Let's have a look at what else we've got here. It looks like Goldson has lost muscle mass to improve his speed, and he hasn't got any of that. Has he scored at all? No, he hasn't. Bluebells. He hasn't actually scored this season in the Premiership. In the Scottish League Cup, he's played 4 games, no goals, no assists. Europa League, 5 games, no goals, no assists. Champions League, 4 goals, no goals, no assists. So yeah, I think yeah. Do you think Key working his way to the first 11? I don't, mate, at the moment. No, not at the moment. I don't. I think Clement still sees him as too young, too inexperienced, needs more time, needs more work. I don't think King's been used in a variety of positions when he's been brought on as well, hasn't he? He hasn't actually been used at centre half. He's used at right back. He's used at central midfield. So he hasn't actually been used in the centre half position. So I don't at the moment, mate. I don't think he will be coming into the starting 11 at this moment in time. No. I think he's going to be, I think what he's doing with some of these younger players is bleeding them in. Apparently, Clement is working on King transition to be a right back. Now, that could be interesting for the future. Obviously, with Tav not getting any younger. Funny, Aaron. Is leaning up. He probably will, mate. He probably will play 10-0-0. He's going to put 10 men behind the ball. We all know that. It will be an what's the word we're looking for? Attritional game today. It will be an attritional game today. Obviously, we'll be back at 5 to 12 with the live stream, guys. So please come and join us for the live stream. Me too, Jayen. I hope that Lovelace gets his chance. He has played some B team games, and Philippe Clement did say it was all about him getting some minutes in his legs for the B team, and then obviously then been bled into the first team. Be nice if we could get some use from Roof before he goes in the summer, says Joe. Look, mate, it'll be brilliant, but you know Kamar Roof. He'll probably come back and pull his hamstring, taking his tracksuit bottoms off, or pulling his shorts up, won't he? You know what Kamar Roof's like. He's Mr. Glass. He's always getting injured, isn't he? So look, that's just what it is. It's just what it is. My prediction, Rosie, is a 1-0 to Rangers today. Cantwell to score the winner with a worldie. That's what I'm going for. Guys, just a reminder before we go, please smash the like. And if you haven't subbed to the channel, this is a free daily Rangers news channel. So please do that. So obviously as well, you can find us on several locations all throughout social media world. If you've got Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, or X, you can find us on that. And a reminder, this is no Patreon, no paywall. As I explained earlier, I hate Patreon. So X, it's at GRN1872 on Twitter or X, Glasgow Rangers Nation on Instagram. On Facebook, we have a page on Facebook, Glasgow Rangers Nation. Please follow that or like it. TikTok, we are Glasgow Rangers Nation, over 4,000 followers on TikTok. Or you can email the channel at glasgowrangersnation@gmail.com. Joe says 2-1 to us. I'll take that, Joe. 4-0, Silver first goal. Scott, I'd love that. That would be amazing. 2-1 says Rosie. Aaron says Lawrence to come on and bang in a long ranger. Love the play on words there, Aaron. Spot on. PC says it should be just this game from Matondo. He'll be back in a month, lol. Yeah, you're right, Bobby. That's always the way, isn't it? You say a Rangers manager says, oh, only a week out, and about a month, 8 weeks later, they're back. 100%. When are you bringing on Ross Cox? I'm trying, mate. I've been negotiating with him, mate. I've got his number. I am trying to get him on the pod. I am trying. Okay, guys, I am going to head off now to prepare for the live, which will be starting in about half an hour's time. So please come and join me for that. Thank you for watching this morning. I'll leave the team up as we head out of here. Thank you so much for watching Glasgow Rangers Nation. As always, guys, on the way out, 2 things I ask of you. Number 1, smash the like. And number 2, always remember, we are the people.